Let's take a look at our key takeaways. Obviously, the big one is knowing the quotient rule moving forward. So the derivative of f of x over g of x, if I have a function that's expressed as a quotient of two functions, its derivative is g of x f prime of x minus f of x g prime of x all over g of x quantity squared. And we mentioned we can remember it using that mnemonic low d high minus high d low all over low squared, where again high and low representing the numerator and denominator respectively, and d means take the derivative of that piece. However it is you want to remember it, you just need to know the quotient rule so we can take the derivatives of quotients moving forward. The other thing too, not to be ever discouraged by, because sometimes it can be frustrating if you're working a problem with the quotient rule. You might get a result, and then if you go check your work against someone else's or you go check it against an answer key, it might look different, and that's okay. You might just have to do some simplifying to get your answer to match, and you may already have an equivalent answer. So your result, this particularly comes up with the quotient rule because there's a lot of moving parts here, as you can see. Your result may simplify or rewrite in many ways that are equivalent. So just because your answer doesn't match someone else's answer or doesn't match the answer you're trying to get to doesn't mean you necessarily made a mistake. It might mean that you need to kind of look algebraically and see, can I get this to match this particular answer to show the equivalence? So don't be distracted. It comes up a lot where the answer that you get may not specifically match the intended answer or the answer that we'll be working for later on. But right now, really focus on getting the process right of using this rule and making sure that you take derivatives within the quotient rule.